Hello, everybody, and welcome to my next birthday pick. And today we're doing the sequel to the unexpectedly popular franchise, John Wick Chapter 2 from 2000 and whatever year,
17.
2017. Yeah, thank you very much. Once again, starring Keanu Reeves, and this time directed by Chad Stahelski on his own, as David Leitch was a bit busy.
Uh-huh.
But with the same writer.
Yeah, with the same writer, Derek Kolstad. The film, obviously, it stars Keanu Reeves, but it also has the featuring Ruby Rose and a certain Matrix co-star of Keanu's, but we'll get to him eventually.
There's also an Italian actor, which I actually do know about, so expect some trivia on my part later.
Sounds like
Okie
fun.
dokie. All right, so let's not beat about the bush. We'll start before the Summit Entertainment logo. So if you're in the UK like me, skip the Warner Brothers one.
That'll rip.
3, 2, 1, click.
So yeah,
All right.
Keanu Reeves' career was not in the worst slump. I mean, although he was kind of a joke after The Matrix, but one thing I've noticed looking at his filmography page is that, well, he did have a lot of roles in between The Matrix and John Wick. After John Wick, I do notice that there's a lot more of a concentration on his stronger suits, essentially, since after John Wick, he gets stuff like Keanu, The Bad Batch, Mifune, The Last Samurai, To the
Bill and
Bullet.
Ted 3.
He was in a Eli Roth movie, but that wasn't good. But I don't remember what year what he made.
I still have kind of a soft spot for the Constantine movie he made. I mean,
Same.
My main point is, like, if Matrix was the movie that more or less just solidified Keanu Reeves as, sadly, a bit of a punchline, John Wick was the movie that restored his street cred and then some, essentially, since I believe John Wick was pretty much the movie that's made him into cinema Jesus.
Alright, last movie ended with Jonathan. Completely battered and bruised, but managing to get a new dog. So where are we going?
Yeah, like, he got his revenge in the last movie, so what more is there to do?
He wants a new car.
He got a new car in the first movie.
He wants another one. He wants to take all the bad guys' cars.
But he's chasing after a guy on a motorcycle.
Anyway, budget 40 plus million. For some reason it's labeled like that, and a recouping of 174.3. So yes, successful enough. Let me check what was in competition with. It was end of January, early February 2017 movie. So relatively tepid in terms of release. January is usually labeled as the dumping ground.
You ran into my car. It was an accident.
And for that, you must die.
You don't mess with his car or his dog.
Yeah.
Hey, does remember that bit in season 1 of Person of Interest where Jim Caviezel runs into the bad guy's car and he's like, "Sorry, you should really watch where you're going."
Oh, he's dealing with the Illuminati now, is he?
Of course.
The Assassin's Illuminati.
Let me check. Is the composer the same from the last movie?
Yeah, there was 2 composers from what I remember. So John Wick Chapter 2, yeah, it was scored by Tyler Bates and Joel J. Richard.
Neat.
Oh, this was in competition with the Lego Batman movie and 50 Shades Darker. Damn.
Huh. Well,
Also,
Lego Batman was great.
There's a movie that came out just before, which I'm not gonna pronounce, but I just say that the title is something. Gonna give it to Jova.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was looking on the Wikipedia. I keep forgetting this movie also stars Common.
Neat.
Okay.
The rapper.
He's a rapper.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not used to that. Is everything loaded? Almost. Yeah, we have the return of the hard subs. Yep. It's all about killing that fucking dog.
Well, yeah, don't do that then.
Why did we do that, Shiro? Are we
And
stupid?
and that's the thing, though.
Yes.
They have the car in their possession.
So it's easy to assume Jonathan is going towards them next.
All this over a dog. Well, what did you learn?
Wait. This guy really wants to smoke just for the bragging rights of saying, "Oh, I have the legendary John Wick's car."
We gotta need to maintain the image of the boss.
Sometimes bragging rights is all you need.
Ah, there we go.
See, Shiro, this time we're upping the stakes. He killed my nephew, my brother, and a dozen men. See, we're upping the stakes this time.
Okay, so that's how the story continues.
Oh, and the puppy. And the puppy.
Let's not forget that.
So basically, I think I see how these sequels will happen, basically. The idea is that I'm guessing each movie is going to be him dealing with members of this crime family.
Well, like I said in the first movie, Jova, it's more of an escalation, as in, yes, so far... so far, Jonathan is, dealing with the rest of the crime family. But like I said, his actions will have consequences on a bigger scale, so... There's that too.
So I'm guessing, in between this and the first movie, this guy already sent a hit out on John, so John's pretty much going to tie up loose ends.
The Joker, he killed with a pencil.
True. God, the Joker versus John Wick.
I'm gonna
Well,
This film in the UK was distributed by Warner Brothers, although I'm guessing that's not enough to count.
Yeah.
There
he
he
is.
Wow, the guy from Bill and Ted. Although, interestingly enough, I think I've seen that third Bill and Ted movie.
Yeah, it's great, actually.
Is that based on music?
You have my car.
It's really good, actually. Excellent!
The Boogeyman. You remember that was John's nickname.
You can say
one of the many.
You can say to him that it's excellent!
Also, no, he's not the Boogeyman. He's the guy you get to kill the Boogeyman.
That's the thing. In the first movie, they gave him the nickname of Baba Yaga for some reason. I don't really understand because the mythos of Baba Yaga are not really compatible with the one of John.
I'll tell you this, it's better than the second one.
So basically, it sounds like Bill and Ted made a huge comeback with the third movie.
The second one was... okay, let me put it this way. The second Bill and Ted movie is kind of like the Temple of Doom of Bill and Ted. You know what I mean, right?
I get what you mean. It's not necessarily terrible, but it's noticeably the weakest.
But the third one is definitely more akin to the first movie in style.
And it took a huge gap of nearly 30 years.
Did they think to booby-trap the car?
This isn't Home Alone.
No, I mean, literally just set a car bomb that literally activates when he starts the car.
But how will But what if someone who's one of their own men wants to drive the car?
I can tell you also, Jova, that the Russian mafia doesn't normally do that.
What I'm talking about is, I mean, wouldn't it be great to have a Home Alone movie where Keanu Reeves kills people at the sound of John Williams' whimsical music?
Like, if the Russian mafia wants to kill someone, Jova, they make sure to be very personal and be very torturous. A simple bomb in the car is... Oh, God.
That's GTA Vice City car physics right there that we just saw, by the way.
But I think I get what you mean. It's like, so they wouldn't stoop to a quick and relatively easy... Oh, snap, there goes the window.
It really is GTA car physics.
Good lord! Did they just murder his car?
So basically,
no,
if we ever want a GTA movie, they should get Chad to direct it.
I guess so.
I could see that working. But
Well,
yeah.
Chad right now is working on the Ghost of Tsushima movie.
All right, that's getting a movie. But yeah, I get what you mean, Tio. It's like they wouldn't stoop for something that would relatively let him off with ease, I see.
Let me check. Did they film this movie also in New York? Yes, they did.
Oh,
Also-
one thing I
Go.
should mention actually. In the UK, our version of the movie, at least in theatres, got a 15 certificate instead of an 18 one because they trimmed 23 seconds off a suicide scene.
Huh.
Okay.
So what? Is it just implied in that version then?
I guess.
Isn't that nice? John finally gets his car back, only for it to get a
Bump.
pretty bad makeover.
To be fair, even in the first movie, it was showcased when he was training with it. You can tell that he was trained to have that kind of maneuver.
And how to fight with it.
Russian Norman Reedus, what are you doing here?
Wait. Oh, come on, this isn't fair. I'm on one leg. Oh,
We.
Hey, look at the bright side. That's probably one of the coolest ways to go.
Ow.
Did you get him?
I love that he's just waiting for the sound to cease. Okay, here we go again. Why? Yes, director. I saw recently the original Old Boy. Even in the Evil Boy, this is just an appetizer compared to the one-track fight scene from that.
How many cars have you been hit with today?
Like I said in the first movie, Joe, but it's the thing. While this franchise does not really operate on supernatural rules, John takes a lot of punishment that would probably be too much for a regular human being.
Yeah.
And
all of the action scenes with Keanu in these movies are all like they're still better Matrix fight scenes than the Matrix 4.
Well,
That's
again, you know,
honestly,
maybe-
I still have to see the movie, but from what people told me, I didn't even knew it had action scenes to begin with.
That's the thing too. The action in Matrix 4 is embarrassingly lame. I'm not even kidding you.
look.
So,
I'll just say
I
this.
mean, Chad was in that movie as well. So,
Well, yeah, but it was only in there as an actor though, so he couldn't save us.
Russian Batista, what are you doing here too?
First Russian Reedus, then Russian Batista. Oh yeah, right. I have a
busted the
gun.
kneecap.
Not going as you planned, is it, boss? Anyone else?
All right, moving on.
well, at least he left him alive.
For so far, yeah.
Can I have my keys back?
Parlay.
You owe me a new car, among many other things.
Oh, see, John is very considerate.
How nice. Bet you this is not how the guy expected to be ending his night. Oh, peace.
Can a man like you know peace?
Why not? Okay,
Peace.
to peace.
Na zdrowie.
Alright, so we're good? Okay, good. End of movie.
Enjoy your
enjoy your-
retirement, Mr. Wick.
That wasn't ominous at all what he said, was it, John?
Why is he just
To
trying
be
to
fair,
shoot him?
This guy also needs to probably rebuild his empire. John, I get it that it has a sentimental value, but I don't know. I think it's time to let it go.
John, you're gonna get pulled over by all the police for all the violations that thing has got going on it.
Jova, don't worry.
So-
He's white.
So, no. It's like in the new Beavis and Butthead movie. Step aside, please. We have white privilege.
Don't shoot! This man isn't black!
All right, let me see.
Wow, we're not even that long into the movie.
Let me use this point to talk about one of our main players here, which will show up later, and I think it's going to be created soon enough here. Ricardo Scamarcio plays, if I correctly, he's not the main bad guy, at least one of the more prominent bad guys. I'm no shame in saying that guy is basically the Italian Robert Pattinson, as in he showed up in was typecast in very sappy and, in hindsight, very creepy teen romance movies. But when he stopped doing that, quelle surprise! Turns out he's actually not that bad of an actor. And he started working in both national and international movies like this one.
Huh, good for him. And I guess
him.
I guess this movie is a good springboard.
I don't remember if it was his major first, foreign movie, but, it was still relatively on.
Alright, so you got your car back, you got a new
Happy
dog.
birthday. Here's your bill for the car.
Yeah, just to recap.
His wife, she's still dead, by the way.
But she lives
Honestly,
on in
yeah.
flashbacks.
I'm surprised that so far we haven't pulled the twist of, oh, his wife is still alive secretly or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
God.
I can safely say I've seen up to chapter 4. Don't worry, they don't pull a twist where his wife suddenly comes back to life.
And then the 5th movie reveals that his wife was actually the mastermind behind everything.
That would be
It's
hilarious.
Spectre.
Hey, new
Okay,
dog.
so it's okay, Jova. So it's Spectre now, is it?
Wait.
Please no.
You're telling me James Bond did a thing where one of his love interests, who he thought was dead, actually comes back and turns out to be the main bad guy?
No, it's
not
more
quite.
complicated than that. I don't have another time.
Okay.
Oh.
This dog is a lot less likely to bite it, given how that is a Rottweiler he has.
Bigger.
So, now he can finally retire for reals.
Definitely.
We
It's not
promise.
like you have almost 2 hours of a movie left.
You know, I will say this, that's the ironic thing about a lot of popular characters, is like, apparently the secret to actually being able to win the fight for truth, justice, or whatever your main goal is to not be popular, because then your series gets canceled and you can arguably get a happy
There we
ending.
go.
No, it's the super popular characters like Superman or Batman who will have a never-ending fight because they just print that much money.
Well, that Jova unless it's the case where the story ends up badly to begin with. So,
Wow,
As a
true,
rem-
yeah,
as a
but that's like
reminder,
the worst case in scenario.
as a reminder, Goliath is still dead since the Civil War comic book.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hi, Luigi. Stop
Oh,
calling
it's-
me that.
It's John Leguizamo, okay.
Yep.
I love this car,
Which
but
is
I
in-
love life
it's
even
interesting.
more.
It's interesting, he's mostly known for being Bruno in Encanto and Luigi. He's only well cast in one of those roles because remember, he's not Italian American, he's Colombian American.
Like I said, I'm also knowing him from Rayman
That's
3, and
why they got him to Luigi.
like I said, I know him also from Rayman 3, and I was not particularly impressed by his voice acting.
I honestly think he was good in the Super Mario Brothers movie. He was great in the menu.
Ironically enough, he has a better mustache here than in that movie, as in very dead none.
I know, right?
So you just said the car should be ready by Christmas 2030. Well, John, there's 6 years left. How's it coming?
Well, if it helps it too, I can tell you he does a good job in Encanto, and he can sing. So.
But yeah, no, like Pedro mentioned, he's most known for the Super Mario Brothers movie and Encanto. I mean, granted, I'm sure
he's Bruno, for fuck's sake.
But we don't talk about him, Joe Pedro.
That's true.
Exactly.
Put the
All
coins
right,
away. Put everything away. It's
Again,
like...
just like Kratos, John is able to now to properly bury his past once again.
I like
For
it.
real.
It's the reverse of that scene from the first
Don't
movie.
you see? Don't you see, Wick? You will always be a monster. Yeah, but I'm not your monster anymore.
Okay, John Wick is Kratos, or John Wick
No.
versus Kratos.
That
There
would
we
be
go.
funny. That would be funny.
Yeah.
Like, boy.
Yes.
Instead of the boy, it would be boy.
There's
What are you
someone
doing?
at the door.
What are you doing? It's alert now.
Hello. Who do
Shadowy
we have
figure.
here?
Shadowy figure.
John.
I told the other guy I don't care about the Avengers Initiative. Move away. Oh,
I
there
get
he
it.
is. That's Ricardo's Camacho.
No, but don't you see it there? It's gonna be like in the V-Rock radio station from GTA Vice City. John, we need you. I'm a man of peace. I'm done killing. I want to raise a family. That's just it, John. They've got your family. No.
All right, Camacho plays Santino, which is a boss of the Italian Camorra, which is a branch of the mafia. Yes, we come in multiple shades.
Let me guess. I need you to do one more job for me, John. People can never just do a cordial visit these days.
Mm-hmm.
Last time things got messy, so yeah.
Because you imagine the plot twist, yeah, I actually put that cancer in her.
Dwibs, now's not the
Whoa.
time to do Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Also, I appreciated that shot that had of the kitchen where John deliberately went on to make an espresso instead of using the more traditional coffee machine because, yes, if you have an Italian, you have to make espresso, you monsters.
And whatever you do, don't break the noodles in his presence. He will kill you for that.
Nespresso. What else?
Yes, you seem so sad about it.
I'm sorry, what do you want? You want me to search the treasure of One-Eyed Willie or something?
No,
clearly-
actually the
no,
one
no,
from
no,
Pirates
no,
of the
no.
Caribbean.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a coin from Isla de Muerta. So
Which means
you
it's
realize
cursed.
now, what's his name again, too? This actor,
Ricardo Camacho.
Ricardo. You realize you're cursed now, right? You have to get your blood as well as the blood of everybody who touched that thing.
That
There
are
you
the
go.
descendants.
Yeah, you don't really say no.
Don't tell me. It's a literal blood oath he keeps in there.
Yes, like Ricardo
Yeah.
told, like Santino told him, he did a favor for, this guy did a favor to him back then, which helped, John to succeed and get to where he's now, swore a blood oath, and now Santino is conveniently here to ask a favor back.
Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. For all the problems Godfather 3 has, man, that line is insanely applicable to a lot of sequels.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what Keanu Reeves tried to say before Matrix 4?
Well,
I don't know.
okay.
Either that, or this predicted how the conversations between Warner Brothers and Lana Wachowski went.
I was about to say, I know that the Wachowskis didn't want to make it, but I'm not aware on how the actors felt about it.
That's the thing, Jova.
I can-
In that movie, it feels like nobody really wants to be in it.
I can
That's the
tell you that
thing.
Trinity's actress was not really doing that much of a high-profile level before that.
Well, she did Horizon Forbidden West, but
Well,
yeah,
well,
Well,
did
I
she
mean-
do it after that?
I mean, Morpheus's
same year,
actor
actually.
looked like. I mean, Morpheus's actor looked like he was having fun.
I
I
guess.
guess so.
They were both the game and that movie were in the same year, actually, too.
Well, I was saying mostly before, because again, the only movie that I can recall mostly between Matrix 3 and 4 would be The Bye Bye Man, where she was in Carrie-Anne Moss.
Huh.
The
Yep,
best movie
here we
I've seen-
go.
To this
Okay.
day, the best movie I've seen her in is Memento.
I love how they're
Right.
like, yeah, you already saw the first montage. You know the drill, people.
It's like, right, you said no, so prepare to face my Italian fury.
Really?
With a grenade launcher.
Oh, just because he said no.
Jova, it was a blood oath. You don't really take kindly to someone telling you no after that.
Be funny.
This is why you don't make them in the first place. Like, be better.
It'd be funny if he ends up pursuing John more than the person he actually wants John to kill.
Now, okay. They should every time John Wick gets something taken of his, they should keep adding to the tagline of the last movie. They killed his dog. They took his car. Now they've blown up his house.
And now with his house gone, oh, and of course the picture of the wife has to burn. Well, you know what that means.
Well, shit, here we go.
I mean, at least the dog's alive.
Oh god, can you imagine if the dog had died again?
Oh, please burn more photo of the wife.
See?
Well, that's the thing. That's exactly what that GTA Vice City radio commercial was parroting. These kinds of scenarios, like they even have one of those movies we call "Dangerous Men, Dad's Family."
Yeah.
Yeah, needless to say, I don't think that house is going to be habitable anytime soon.
So,
John, again.
Jimmy! Have I seen this
That's
guy?
a different guy.
Have I seen this guy somewhere else? Let
he
me
looks
see.
like
Thomas
this-
Sadowski.
This bit is just betting for a Seinfeld cue.
I know. I was about to say that guy actually looks like a middle-aged version of, well, I guess younger now version of Seinfeld.
Okay, he was the same officer from the first movie, the one that knocks at the door, but then he backs up. So he's kind of a recurring character.
Is this gonna be a thing each movie? Something happens at John's house and the police
And
officer has to
Jimmy
witness this?
arrives.
Well, nothing else is going to happen to the house.
So, John, bit of a rough night, but hey, I guess at least you and Camaro can go your separate ways, right? Or did Camaro put a contract on his head?
Well, you might as well go to, remind me again what it's called, Dwibs, the place.
The
The
Continental.
concierge. Oh, okay.
Thought it was called the Underworld. What this, or is that just the name of the organization?
They also did a spin-off series about this place, but I don't know anything about it.
Hey, Lance!
Lance Reddick, yeah.
I miss you already, Lance.
Same.
He had a major role, very important role in the Horizon Zero Dawn / Forbidden West series, and now that he's gone, it's very difficult to see how they're going to move forward without him.
I can see one of two ways. Either one, they get a look-alike, or two, they
They
maybe
probably
say the
should just
character
recast
died.
potentially just ask for his family or estate to use still the likeness, but use a different person for voice acting.
Speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean, hi Blackbeard.
Oh, that's the actor who plays Blackbeard in the fourth movie.
Yep, Ian McShane. So let me guess. John's got to, even things out after that little blast on the house, I presume.
Yeah, I'm going to blow up his house.
That's true. Hey, this looks like the same place where that scene from Spider-Man 2002 takes place after Spider-Man lets down Mary Jane after the first fight with the Green Goblin.
I mean, it's still New York, so it's possible.
And if you look over there, you'll see Spider-Man fighting Sandman. Is it funny that I could actually see John Wick taking place in the Marvel Universe? It's like, well, the superhero shenanigans
Well,
are going on.
remember, Keanu Reeves was apparently offered that role in the MCU, but he actually refused.
And we saw what happened the last time someone broke the rules in the first movie. I believe she got capped. So what you're saying is that he's still gonna go after John if he doesn't do what he asks.
I mean, we still kill people,
shit,
but at least we do it with standards.
Remember, Dwibs, we're sophisticated, don't you know?
Yeah, we're the sophisticated kind of assassin.
It's nice.
Ah, like for all intents and
I
purposes,
can't
for all intents and purposes,
keep-
poor John is now homeless.
Yeah, because I can't keep he can't keep dragging the dog around with him everywhere he goes.
Well, apparently he did not give a name to the dog. He's getting bird box level awareness.
Really?
So he's just dog.
Wait, really? There's no canonical name for the dog?
Yet, apparently. I don't remember if he actually does it. Also, Dwibs, that's the Lieutenant Columbo level of, naming instead.
Let me guess. He has another cachet of... Oh. Hello?
Hello.
The only other time I've seen Ruby Rose in the movie was in the third Triple X film.
Wait a minute, she doesn't have red and black hair.
Hey.
Just to be sure.
So that's Ruby Rose, huh? She
Let me
looks
check
so
her
much
filmography.
different. She looks so much more different from how she looked in the Batwoman series. If I recall correctly...
Oh god, I completely forgot that she was in Resident Evil the final chapter.
Yeah, I was about to say she's relatively fresh off of that movie.
Also, after she was in The Meg.
Well, it made money.
You blew up my house, you prick.
And she's still doing stuff, upcoming stuff.
Oh.
You had a marker.
Remember,
he only came...
the actions of the first movie is what, alerted Santino.
So he pretty much figured he was back in the game, which, to be fair, even John said, yeah, I'm back during that movie.
Remember, Joe, like I said, the actions of the first movie have ripple consequences throughout all of the movies.
I can only imagine how the actions of this movie will culminate to 3 and 4.
That's a terrible song, John.
Who knew he was a Final Fantasy XIII fan?
So, Dwibs, how do you wagers Camarcho's, English acting?
Fine enough. I mean, I don't. I don't know if he had any English language roles before this.
Don't remember either, like I said, if he was the first one or not. Get it? Because the Last Supper.
Huh.
Different branches of mafia.
This is all about a stupid sibling rivalry.
Yep, and once again, one other thing that I mentioned in the last movie, but it's very, very applicable to the Italian mafia, is that it's also showcased by stuff like The Godfather. The old mafia bosses were all about the respect and the honor, while instead their offsprings inherited that and instead became arrogant, cocky shit that just wanted power and thus ruining the clans that they were having. And this is another example.
That's cute.
Guess what, guys? We're off to Rome.
Oh, that's cute.
Sure.
I want you to kill my sister. I can't kill her because I still love her, but I want you to kill her still.
Well, Dwibs, all roads lead to Rome, don't you know?
Actually. I mean, I'll probably end up in Rome at some point.
It's like that's probably how Pavel does it. Pavel is trying to find New York, and he ends up in Rome in some way.
The way you said that, does it sound like you were going to be sent there against your will or something?
No, sure. Like I said, Dwibs is gonna pull a Pavel from the Lytton series. He's gonna have such horrible sense of guidance that in attempting to try to get to London, he somehow ends up in Rome.
I think he
Also-
can just teleport.
Let's remember, Shira, it's Brazil, the place where you're sent without your consent.
Mods to Brazil with him.
No!
What was
Alright.
Coventry you were sent to?
Alright, let's see what John gets from his toolbox. Is this
I thought it
another...
was just,
Saigon.
I thought it was just like a pistol or something. Like,
Is this another scene
Seriously,
like the
this is
Born
it?
Identity, where you he gets all of his identity? Oh, of course, the suit.
Mhm.
And I need to have that for the marketing.
And what's
I
underneath?
I
it
don't
all?
even like the I bet John Wick's I don't even like the color black.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I
A
just get a
passport.
pistol.
Well, okay. I guess since you got that out of the system, you're pretty
Keanu.
much done.
Think of a paycheck. Come on. Happy hunting, Mr.
Uh-oh.
Wick. I didn't want to do it.
Mr. Wick, why did you scream in there earlier?
Ominous Rome shots.
Did the accent? What did?
Yes,
Okay,
we
I'm
actually
gonna
feel
assume
in
the
Rome.
accent did go to Rome. Yeah.
You have to understand, Dwibs, that outside of Cinecittà, the studio that they use, people here are genuinely not that, picky in filming. The only people who actually had a problem, for understandable reason, was the Vatican, where they had to film stuff for the Dan Brown trilogy. But, that's kind of understandable in a way. Welcome to the Continental Rome. Maybe assistance?
I'd like a room.
It sounds more like Keanu Reeves.
Basically, there you go. That's their division.
You do, sir. You do realize this is the Rome Continental. It'll cost you
think
2 gold coins.
I think I saw these guys somewhere else too. Let me see. There you go. Franco.
Everyone keeps telling me I'm retired. I know. I try to, but this asshole blew my house up.
Francesco Clemente Giuseppe Sparanero, or as more commonly for artist name, Franco Nero. It's another Italian actor.
Are you here for the Pope?
He did a lot of westerns back in the day.
Yeah. He thinks he's here to kill the Pope.
He was also in Cars 2. Oh.
What, the Italian dub?
No. Even the original, because remember, Cars 2 has a sequence in Italy, if I recall correctly.
Oh, he was the Ferrari? No.
No, it was Uncle Topolino.
Ah.
Oh,
That's the Italian name for Mickey.
Sure. I mean, if I remember correctly, the Ferrari is also played by an Italian actor.
No, not in Cars 2. In Cars 1, we actually got Michael Schumacher for voice that line, but...
So I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Is there an Italian word for Mister?
Signore.
It's right to call him Signore Wick or something.
I guess they wanted to sound too banal, like the Pinocchio true story movie. With Polish Shore, Signorina.
Oh, hello, Q.
What's a British guy doing in Rome?
Well,
I don't know, Mr. Wick. What's a British guy doing in New York? Good
okay.
point.
All right, time to suit up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there you go.
There's Senior Wick.
So of course we're going to give him
You'll be in need of a new suit. Go
Well,
on, Jovan.
good to see John's going for only the best, especially in how to dress. Italian suits are definitely expensive, though.
Only the best quality.
Mm-hmm.
$49. And yeah, you can see traditional type of, tailoring, as in the suit is literally man-made. People take your measurements and, painstakingly, saw every single piece of clothing.
Yeah.
It costs a lot because it's an actual form of art.
Yeah, it's like Italy in particular definitely seems to treat suit making with the utmost of care.
It's like us with wine.
It's a tradition that the Romans inherited from the Phoenicians as a result, along with the commerce.
That seemed to be a thing with
Okay.
Rome.
Could
They
you,
took
could
on
you
a...
imagine? I bet he said earlier, what style do you want it? Italian. Yeah, imagine if you went to Italy for a suit. And what style do you want it? Spanish.
That's a good point about Rome, though. One thing I've seen across history is that Rome seemed to take on a lot of qualities from people that they interacted with or conquered, essentially.
That was part of the philosophy, essentially assimilate the culture into your own, because the empire is supposed to, be for everyone, even though, in the process it did annihilated other cultures.
It does explain how they changed from, their aesthetic back in, the days of, the early wars to, the time of the Holy Roman Empire, which saw a drastic change.
That was a complete new thing, and it will take too long to explain.
Right.
Shotgun.
Okay, seriously, I get the feeling somebody really just wanted to do a James Bond sequence with this. Which, hey, nothing wrong with that.
Which relates, of course. Keys, actually, for the place.
John,
Which hotel? There are a bunch of it in Rome.
I think they know which hotel he's talking
Yeah,
about.
remember, this is a side place of the... Oh. That voice of that guy sounded familiar, too.
Look, Ruby, we get it. Batwoman isn't turning out so great. You don't have to stalk Keanu Reeves to try and find a better role.
I think this came out before Batwoman, didn't it?
I think she was simultaneously filming this and Batwoman at the same time, though don't quote me on that. All the same, though, I think it says something that it's a role where she doesn't really speak so far, and already it seems a lot better than her roles for Batwoman or the Resident Evil Final Chapter movie.
Well, and the thing is, Ruby... Era's her character's name is. She's a mute. She has no dialogue.
So she will not be speaking. Got it.
All right.
Well, he certainly knows how to dress for success.
The guy that played the weapons supplier, that was Peter Serafinowicz, aka Darth Maul in Episode 1. Well, his physical performance. Actually, no, he voiced him.
Yeah, the stunt was another guy.
Ray Park.
Let me check.
So let me guess. His deluxe Italian suits are bulletproof.
Yeah, they showcased it before during the montage. Oh, he was painting Dark Souls 2. That's why I recognized him.
Huh.
Okay.
Well, how about that?
He was also in, well, there's a few other games. He was in Warhammer 40k, Fire Warrior.
A mixture of DJ music, singing, and classic instruments. But yeah, I do hear that a lot of events take place in like the ruins of colosseums over in Rome. Is that true to you?
Yes, okay, but they need to be properly organized. Official concert with a fuck ton of people are more organized in the football/soccer stadiums for convenience sake. But all of the more local ones actually still, properly, organizing the ruins. It's a tradition as old as the medieval ages. If you played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you probably know that.
Guessing this is the sister, Gianna D'Antonio, played by Claudia Gerini, who is also an Italian actress.
Yes, Claudia Gerini. Yeah, I can tell that. Yes, she was. Get this, Pedro. You asked me about the Italian dub in a Pixar movie. In this case, that's for her. She voiced Barbie in Toy Story 3 for the Italian dub.
She voiced Lady Marina in Sinbad: Legend of the Seven Seas for the Italian dub.
Yes.
She was in The Passion of the Christ. She played Claudia Procles.
Yes, again, most of the Italian actors have been done or were going to have, more roles in international movies. Like I said, like I explained in our Prince Caspian commentary, I'm always fascinated by that because it generally gives them leeway to express more their creativity instead of being just relied to the same old tired, police drama or, romantic dramas or comedies, which are so fucking stale.
Oh, is that the sort of media that Italian television specializes in?
Technically, but to a fault. I argue we almost do only that to the point where only when we get, excuse me, signora, Mr. Acconi is waiting. The thing is that when we get different stuff, even if it's bad, it's still a breath of fresh air. For instance, we did got in the 2010s a duology of superhero movies plus another one called Invisible Boy with a sequel, and the other movie called They Call Me Jig Robot, which is a guy that becomes basically like Luke Cage fighting the Camorra with the mafia, and those, despite having still some of the canonicity of the police drama and stuff, they still felt a breath of fresh air because they were doing something different, as in being superhero movies. They Call Me Jig has aged, however, because the villain uses kind of an outdated term for his nickname. If we ever get to the movie, I'll have to tell you.
Oh, snap! That's true.
Thank you for seeing me.
That's Chukwugi Iwuji, the black guy here.
Let me check his filmography.
He will later go on to play the High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Right.
He doesn't have the biggest filmography, but,
I guess he did more television than actual movies.
Alright, Siri, at the minute, there's no flashing going on.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, he was Carl in Doctor Who.
Yeah, I think I saw the episodes where we was in.
He is a Nigerian-British actor who has done a lot of collaborations with James Gunn.
Of course. Why don't you go entertain our guest? Well, she did not really say that, but sure. These songs are a bit summarizing, I will say that.
Cassian.
Okay, this one was more correct. What would you do without you? Not the best place for a bath, I will say.
All
Like
this
all these ruins tends to have a lot of humidity and mold. Like,
It's all about...
unless you want to inhale them like J.K. Rowling, I'm not sure it's a good idea.
Oh my god, not the inhaling mold.
The inhaling what now, Shiroi?
Mold.
It's a long story. We can go about after
Yeah.
we're done.
Oh.
Get it? It's symbolizing because she sees him in the mirror.
Hi.
Nothing personal, Gianna.
But I'm here on business, I'm afraid.
That's very emissary.
Oh, you're gonna love this. She ain't even surprised.
I mean, yeah, you should expect that.
What a boring name.
Is that a hint of jealousy I hear?
Well, it seems to imply that these two had something in the past.
But they were just friends, she said. They were totally banging.
Roommates.
Friends with benefits. And then the world. Well, what else is he supposed to do? You know, the whole blood oath and all that.
Again, starting with this movie, it's remember what I said about the revenge angle from the first movie. Starting with this movie, they try. Yeah, he's Batman, I guess. Starting with this movie, they try to basically say that his actions have consequences in a sense that he probably, he went too far in the first movie, and thus, it caused a chain of events that screwed over his life.
I don't think that's going to distract him from the mission, honey.
For the record, Claudia Gerini, when making this movie, she was roughly almost 50 years old. And yes, I will totally do.
Dang. Aged with grace.
Maybe.
Really, girl? Come on, don't do him like that.
Unfortunately for her, she's going to be done in a different way. She doesn't. She's dead.
Wait, she's gonna kill herself?
Yeah, I think this was the scene that got trimmed down here in the UK.
I will say, okay, whoever had to script the scene, it's kind. I had to give not commitment. Sorry, I had to say that they got right the idea because a lot of movies portrayed the cutting of the wrist as very simple on the horizontal way. When, well, unfortunately, the best way for someone to bleed is to go on the vertical side.
I can't tell if she did that just to spite him and her brother, or because she legit doesn't want John the displeasure of having to kill her because she still
Maybe
respects
both.
him.
I know this is like Hollywood and they're doing the whole Hollywood thing, but that is not that clean.
They clearly went for a more artistic vision.
Okay,
to
Shiri,
Yeah.
you can just minimize it for the moment. Also, one thing to mention, Shiri, this is John Wick, a series where a guy can get hit by a car and still survive.
Yeah, but at least the car hit him, unlike, Heavy Rain or
All right,
whatever.
now we're having the nightclub scene, Shiri, so
I'm never letting that go. I'm sorry.
we'll call you back.
So,
Yes, Jova.
it is interesting. Like, I do get the feeling that she recognized the futility of the situation he was caught in. So it almost seemed like she wanted to spare him. And yeah, maybe going out that way wasn't the smartest idea.
Hi. Cassian is played by...
Eh,
I think he's common.
Sorry, Dwibs?
I think that's common playing him.
oh,
Yes, you're right.
Cassian, yeah, he's working. Don't ask him who the target was.
Uh,
We're gonna have a DJ room fight, aren't we?
Excuse me, man. Do you know where the client is?
get him!
Oh, the client's far away safe. It's the victim you want to worry about. And I get the feeling Cassian may have an idea on who the mark was. And then Vanilla Ice proceeds to do an improvised rap
Go, John
regarding
Wick,
this
go,
release.
John Wick, go.
Go, John Wick, go, John Wick, go! I love it! They think it's all part of the show!
Yay, someone got shot on stage!
So I
It's all a
Wait
bit.
a minute.
Well, don't you see? This is just, the adaptation of the gladiator fights. Yes.
One day I will let you guys listen on your own, not for commentary purposes, to a podcast that Pedro already knows about this guy because he's showing a video to a guy who reviews games called Mandalore Gaming, participating in his podcast and talk about stories of his life. One time he went to see a theater play of The Horse and His Boy, one of the Narnia stories, and things got weird to the point where he and his fiance genuinely thought that towards the end of the theater play we were going to actually kill someone on stage.
Goodness gracious. Like, I know the Narnia stories could get weird, but what did that
No, trust me,
theater play...
Jova, that theater play was insane.
Yeah.
Another time.
Yeah, because I've read the Boy and His Horse, and well, don't get me wrong, that has some of the Narnia kookiness. That's not the craziest story.
All right. Anyway, Shira, by the way, we're out of the nightclub for now.
Thank you.
I cannot
You
promise
again.
we will not go back.
Yeah, with movies like this, I kind of expect it to an
Just-
extent.
Just all right, pull out your scythe and let's get this over with. Also, where did the music went? Oh, there we go.
So, assuming she's working for Camaro, what the hell?
You have to remember, Jonah, that from the initial dialogue that Santino had with John, there's the fact that it's pretty much clear that Santino was setting up John to be the following guy to begin with. He has to, oblige to his oath. And he's completely, obligated to do it via his bond. So as a result, even if he screws up, Santino can just clean his hands off because, it might just be a guy that was doing his job and everything.
Of course. And he probably wants to make doubly sure, because I'm guessing he doesn't exactly trust John.
Outside of being a guest in other video games like we mentioned last year, like Fortnite or Payday 2, I'm surprised that John Wick never got his own video game.
That honestly is a surprise. Even Jason Bourne got his video game.
I guess it's because, Lionsgate products normally don't really tend to have video game adaptations out. The closest that I can think of is Twilight having a Seen It, a family game, which is basically, scenes of a movie pan out and then they give you a questionnaire about, what happened. And that was published by Konami, of all people.
So hang on, let me get this straight.
Then again, there were 2 Saw games, also probably made by Konami. So go on, Dwibs.
So let me get this straight. WB had no problems with with all the headshot kills and everything, but that one scene earlier was a problem.
I guess it might be also tied.
Unaliving oneself tends to be treated as serious business with the age ratings.
It's even to these days, it's even potentially worse because, again, enough time has passed for me to say it. One pivotal scene in 507 Rebirth that was in the original and talked about suicide had to be reworked, and apparently Kitase said in an interview that they did it specifically because the age rating, is not very particularly, nice towards those kind of things. I also say that this movie continues from the first, the thing about having the blood effect being not super great. But like I said, again, it's Lionsgate and it's with a 40 million budget, so I can understand if, the CGI for the blood is not super optimal.
I mean, it was more of a budget than last time.
And I will say this, it's still a better blood effect, in terms of CGI than 300 Rise of an Empire, which says a lot.
Boy, speaking of Lionsgate, I bet you they're already drafting John Wick 5 to save their asses out of the financial fire, given how they've been doing lately at the time of this recording.
John Wick 5 is actually in the works currently, but Ballerina is supposed to release, before that next year.
Assuming it does come through, because I hear that movie's been having some development issues.
Supposedly June 6th next year. We'll have to see.
So, do we ever figure out the name of Ruby Rose's character here?
I said earlier,
Ares.
Ares.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it's technically based around, the Greek god of war.
Rough night, John?
As usual.
Still, I'm sure nothing will happen on the nice, quiet streets of Rome.
Now, the best coincidence would be that this is actually set in the same universe as the movie Room in Rome instead, and John is just walking down the same hotel.
I will say this. I was honestly expecting that the twist was going to be that Vigo's brother was going to be the main antagonist after all, but no, it seems like
they basically just bother to have the intro sequence just to clear off that very quickly. Yes.
I guess to give him credit, then he's probably the one bad guy who has the common sense to leave John alone.
They bother to do that probably in order to avoid doing what Die Hard 3 did, by having the sibling of one of the victims show up later.
That's not to say I mind the sibling thing for sequels, essentially, but, well,
Oh, and get used to the new meme for the rest of the movies. John falling downstairs. It's a recurring thing, believe it or not.
I guess I'll give him credit. Common is a good actor and a good fighting choreographer.
Warned you about those.
Yes.
I told you, dog.
Is that going to be Alstairs going to be the villain of John Wick Chapter 5? They took his ability to walk a little because of how exhausted he
Remind
is.
me, Dwibs,
Now he wants revenge for some reason.
have you seen John Wick 4? Remind me again, Dwibs.
I have, yeah.
Then you know that he gets very comical there.
Yeah. The more these films go on, the more sillier they become.
Well, I'd say they have enough of a balance that, despite
So
how
far, it
silly
doesn't
they
reach
kinda
Fast
get-
and Furious level of stupidity, but there is that.
Thank God. Oh, I have heard horror stories of Fast and Furious 10's over-the-top nature. It's apparently somehow
Can you
more
two keep
over
it
the
down? I'm trying to sleep here.
Do fights like these happen often in Italy to you?
No comment. Well, that's the sound of the police at the very least. I can
Well,
recognize
Rome
that.
specifically.
Rome is okay, but this was 2017. The administration was still relatively fine. It started becoming shittier with 2018, 2019. Boars started roaming around the streets, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, I recall hearing about that. That was weird. Where did they even come from?
The forests nearby, and because the handling of the trash in the city was done very, very poorly. Yeah, no kills in the place, please.
True, yeah, now you're on sacred ground, which was probably John's plan.
Now apologize to each other.
Shake hands.
And think about what you've done.
So, is Colin going to be John Wick's main partner in this movie?
Well, no, it was kind of the bodyguard of, Janna, so...
I presume, though, if John tells him the truth behind all this, he may not forgive him, but he might be willing to work with him to get back at her brother.
Santino.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You know the minute we leave this place, I'm kicking your ass, right?
That's kind of the plan.
Well, it depends on how much you think, how much of the place outside counts as continental property.
All right, let's try talking out.
So, interestingly enough, the high table seems to be the meeting of all the mafias. I'm curious, in real life, do the Camarilla really meet with, like, the cartel, the Russian mafia, the
We
Chinese?
do not. It's up to speculation, but it's never known. Otherwise, they would have been busted already.
Yeah, like, I'll admit, I don't often hear real-life accounts of stuff like the Yakuza working with the Italian mafia.
It's strongly implied there are still some communications and contact for stuff like, coordinated exportation or making sure, for example, that the police doesn't bother during a particular operation. But again, it's only up to speculation. There's a reason why the police needs to have a specialized, as it's called, anti-mafia, task force, and those you have a very hard time.
Shoot, I hear over in Japan, the Yakuza are so ingrained that sometimes the police actually work with said Yakuza.
It's very complicated, yeah.
But honestly, I'll admit, the idea that all these mafias across the world actually are working in some criminal network does sound like an interesting
like
idea.
I said in the first movie commentary, Joe, you have to remember, the entire point of the origin of the mafia was the idea, or in this case, this illusion, of the wanting to be a better system for the people than the government that they were under it. But the problem is that, as you can imagine, this degenerates absolutely very quickly and becomes, a local dictatorship, and it's still, a crime business family at the end of the day. This is best exemplified in stuff like the first Mafia video game from 2K, or the Sopranos series, where Tony Soprano is this big, big guy that he loves his family, loves his friend and everything, but he's an asshole and racist to boot.
So it seems that Cassian was willing to listen, even gave him a coin for his trouble, having a tough night. But yeah, Ares is there.
Can I buy you a drink? Don't you have a crossover to star in, or those Warner Bros. Really don't care about you anymore?
I forget if she was around for the crossover or if that was for her replacement at that time.
Me.
Be
seeing you, John Wick. Apparently, through data mining Java, the character of Rick in Multiversus has some lines that are specifically taunts and victory losing quotes against Ruby Rose. So at the very least, she was considered at some point. We don't know if she's still planned or not.
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
see what happened to Rooster Teeth.
Like, I do know that a Batwoman showed up in the Crisis on Infinite Earths event between the CW
Oh no, I was
shows.
talking about the actual Ruby Rose character from Ruby. When it comes to
right.
the actual actress, yes, I think she showed up in the Crisis on Infinite Earths,
okay.
crossover.
John, don't try and take revenge over the phone this time, okay?
So is our business concluded?
Moshi moshi.
You think?
Also, don't worry. There we go. The statue behind is not doing the Macarena. it's an actual pose.
I love it. He doesn't even bother. He just hangs up.
Remember, he did that in the first movie too.
Yeah, but now he's like, okay, I told you to kill my sister, but now I need to avenge my sister's murder.
You know, it helps me look good. Well, guess we know where this goes.
Yeah,
you know,
I get it. Don't worry, John.
You know,
it never ends.
You know, the sad thing is that Santino could have maybe have gotten off if he didn't try to double-cross John. I get why he did it, but...
Remember, youth of the mafia, when he inherits the father's fortune, they are not even if they're not qualified for the job. It was a nice view at the very least.
Suiting up.
Oh.
Oh. Is he about to pull a contract on him? I love this. The Underworld, of course, has a system where you can just put a hit out on someone else's inset system. Well, visiting Italy was nice.
It might be a bit more complicated. And it turns out, oh, by the way, John, the lifts don't count as part of continental property, so...
$7
million? Just $7 million for John Wick?
Don't worry, Jova. It's kind of like with One Piece. It will just levitate.
They're quick, and also they use old-ass technology to be able to somehow communicate to modern phones.
Just to be sure.
Uh-oh. Well, let's see. Well, he made it back to New York at least. So the journey was safe. Is he just gonna call everyone on this?
Who do you mean, everyone?
Everyone!
Sorry.
I fucked up.
You let him get all the way back to New York, you idiot!
I'm sorry, okay? You think Italian security's a bit hard to get past.
Oh, even the violinist. Please tell me her violin is her weapon.
You're full of shit.
Market. Rules are rules. Remember, one thing Winston takes incredibly high value in is the rules.
Oh no.
That's what the last guy thought. Didn't end well for him.
Yeah.
At least let me have a drink before I die.
You might have screwed up even more than the bastard who killed his dog. Think about that. I love how
And
even
it was all your fault, sir.
I love how even Winston's like, son, you done goofed. And like, nope, no more rules can protect you now. Yes!
There you go, Trevor.
Oh snap.
Doskoi.
A little sumo assassin! Seriously, where does everyone get these gimmicks?
So what's that red stuff on your shirts?
Oh, don't worry, that's just a Tuesday for the New York subway, I suppose.
Yes, goddamn.
Yeah, but now the woman can't play violin anymore.
It looked like he broke her leg, not her arms. Okay, I really
Yes,
do have...
by the way, he did kill that guy with a pencil, and this
Yeah.
guy too.
Just to show that that wasn't all just talk. You know,
Oh, they
honestly...
can.
Ow.
You know, honestly, I have to wonder, how do you up the ante from all the assassins are after him after this?
Have all the assassins of the world after him, of course. And then
Okay,
in the fourth movie, it'll be all the assassins in the galaxy.
It's, yeah, John Wick goes to space.
alright, everyone done? Good, because I need a 20.
A 20 caliber bullet.
Now will you stay down? Thank
Please.
you. God, in a city as big as New York, literally anyone, even that little girl over there, could be a killer.
And like I said, Jim, this is New York. Very sure someone's going to find all those bodies eventually.
I'm sure the Avengers will take care of it. No, really, Cassian? Really? I thought
Imagine
we were...
that. Keanu... Oh, we were mates. Yeah, imagine if Keanu Reeves gets killed by a rapper.
Having
Well-
to fight behind a waterfall.
Hey. A rapper defeated Michael Myers.
God.
And yet, I will still take that over Halloween Ends.
Honestly, every single end of the Halloween continuity is basically a mess. You know, it's either the curse of Michael Myers, this scene. Yeah,
Excuse
okay, here's one
me.
thing. This Yeah, this movie thinks that silencer acts, in a complete 100% effective way and don't produce any kind of sound. Just go.
To be
that.
fair, it's New York City. People probably care more about getting to work at their next 5 instead of bullets flying.
I think Mythbusters actually, tested out different silencers to see what the results were in terms of decibel. But
Oh, did he stab that guy in the dick?
might as well.
How is he not being recorded by those people that just left?
Like I said, Jova.
Maybe they don't want to be involved in this.
Like I said, Jova, it's either Curse of Michael Myers, the movie with Busta Rhymes, or Halloween Ends. Honestly, I argue, Halloween 3 had the better idea of trying to distance and make an anthology.
What about Halloween 2009?
Oh,
you mean the Rob Zombie? We
I-
try to pretend that doesn't exist.
I mean, I guess. Wait for it.
He's still there.
Oh, is this one of those metros that actually open on both sides?
Yes. Although,
we don't really have those here. Sure, we have doors on both sides because stops can be on either, for convenience sakes, but none where they are, on both sides of the track.
We have a few of those. They tend to be for like bigger stations, though.
Hmm. I haven't been on. Okay, I have been on the London subway, but not to the point of experiencing this, as in one that happens on both sides.
oh yeah, the subway is how a lot of people get around in New York City. So as you can imagine, it's incredibly intricate. It's even connected to some potential secret hidden tunnels as well, too.
Oh yes, just as showcased in the movie The Midnight Meat Train.
I legit thought you were actually going to bring up Amazing Spider-Man 2 instead, but yeah, that happened.
There's sometimes one in London that we have to take when we go to Comic-Con, and to the point where the station's kind of so inconvenient that people like cut through trains just to get to their platform.
Yeah.
I think, doesn't the Elizabeth line make it more convenient now?
The Elizabeth line, like, you still have to get the DLR at some point, but the Elizabeth line is actually good.
It's kind of similar to one review that talked about the San Francisco Bay Area, mentioned that there is a train system called BERT that actually, goes around some of the airports.
Wow, how convenient that everyone left the carriage except that one guy in the back.
Come on, guys, you're on public transport. Behave.
Shirei, this is the New York subway. It's literally another Tuesday.
Look, people will either think typical, or some people will legit think this is a flash mob. I'm not kidding. Which, to be fair,
I know people joke about it, but are New York subways really that, like, wild?
They seem to have gotten better over with time, but yeah,
I can imagine after a certain hour, you're best to be in a group and not go there alone. In general, regardless of who you are.
And again, the sad thing is, this probably would not be the craziest flash mob a New Yorker has seen.
Oh no, to be fair, John, I have seen photos of guys falling asleep with their pizzas falling off of their cartons, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We could have been friends.
Sir, why are you killing that man?
Get it?
Now go to the hospital.
Ha! Hey, he gave him...
Yeah, bye.
It's all right, guys. I'm part of the ethical assassins. I don't kill civilians. Promise.
Well,
ethical assassins.
John seems to be that type who will legit not kill you if he's fine with you, or... Oh no, the sanitation unit! Run, John! You're too dirty!
Remember, Shiri, why these... Remember, they keep saying we have rules to make sure we're not like the animals. That means we're totally above board in our ethics.
Also,
of course.
this is how
rules are made to be broken.
Also, this is how we make certain sections of New York City clean.
Hello?
Eric Bana, what are you doing here?
Does his career really go that badly after Hulk?
Of course they have agents disguised as homeless people. You see, this is what homeless people do when you're not looking.
The dog's just chilling.
I guess he's trained.
Yeah.
My God, is this the scene from Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy where the character is welcome, in the bum community?
Also, is he literally getting a blood transfusion from the guys he killed?
Might as well. Not waste anything.
Well, they're learning to share.
Doesn't blood transfusion not work if the donor is dead?
No.
If it's fresh enough, it's still possible to some degree.
Yeah, pretty much, essentially.
And they were just killed, probably not even, an hour or two before this, so...
Yeah, no, their blood might as well be red hot. It'll be good to use still. This is also why a lot of hospitals will try and, sustain blood from people who are willing to donate it, essentially.
But who is Keanu going to see? So who's John going to see? In pigeons.
Wait a minute. So, let me get this straight. Wait, let me guess. An undercity network of bums.
I mean, I guess, it's not it's a group that
So,
people
hold
don't
on.
suspect.
So what you're telling me, Joe, is that Indigo Prophecy was onto something.
Oh my
course,
God. Lawrence Fishburne!
Morpheus! Of course, it's all connected.
So,
Lawrence Fishburne plays the leader of...
So you're telling
He
me
plays
that...
the leader of these guys, the Bowery King.
What if I told you, John, that this is all still part of the simulation?
Man, the agents are not even trying anymore. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, no.
Very funny with the Mataki movie.
Given how popular Matrix is, even if you're a kid, you probably would know what he's referring to.
The most recent thing I've seen Lawrence Fishburne in was that Disney docudrama Clipped.
He's also in Blackish.
It was about... It's about when that guy who used to own the LA Clippers got banned for life for being racist from the NBA. And Lawrence Fishburne played the coach at the time, Doc Rivers.
Okay, was also in The Mule. I forgot.
So basically, the Bowery King here is basically the crime boss of an underworld network of people who disguise themselves as bums. You know what? Yeah, I ball with this. Heh.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, trust me. If you just go off of how he acted in The Matrix, don't. Lawrence Fishburne has a ton of range.
I guess this does count as a Christmas movie. I forgot about that.
Huh. How about that?
I killed the boogeyman.
Let me guess. You help me, I help you.
At least he's very jovial.
Yes. Of course he has a pinstripe suit underneath.
But we serve together on another wrong character, John.
Yeah.
Of course.
Where have I heard that line before?
Several places, probably.
You know, for the sake of it, let's just say he's hinting at the Terminator. Hmm. Bruh, have you seen how the Romans did war back in the day? They will not stop. Especially going after the First Punic War. But John, that could lead to sequel after sequel after sequel.
Nah, it stops at this movie.
Totally. Tempted.
I mean, I could just hold you killed right now, and I could split the money with everybody.
Although, given how it usually ends up for anyone who tries to backstab John.
Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne in this movie is a lot like, you know, when he gave that speech in Matrix Reloaded.
Yes.
Yeah. He's like that. His character's pretty much like that in this movie.
So make them count.
Those bullets better be amazing.
I guess they're made of adamantium. I'm sure that will not in any way come back to bite John in the ass.
I love how he says, "You don't want me owing you." Like, technically, that's how we got into this mess.
Well, I mean, I just realised another connection between Reeves and Fishburne. They've both been in DC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, not in a point that they actually met. I don't think Reeves has many fond. I don't remember if he has fond memories or not of a Constantine films. Like Pedro said, I think it's fine enough on its own. But I can imagine Reeves might not like it since it was part of his old filmography.
Plus, I can't remember. I don't think Reeves has ever been in an MCU thing, whereas Fishburne has.
No.
Like I told you, Dave, but he refused. And yet he prefers to be Shadow the Hedgehog. Go figure.
Beautiful.
And yet they had no problem saying yes to Toy Story 4.
Well, okay, to give him credit, for all we know, it looked like a good script at the time, and this was, if I recall correctly, Toy Story 4 was, that started development back when, Pixar were, not having their slump, essentially, so...
Also, I think Keanu Reeves' character was probably the least of the movie's problems.
That too, like, if he read the script for his character, yeah, it would not have looked bad. Hi.
Well, I still
Yeah.
understand. I still understand to a degree Pedro's statement because if you're gonna accept money from Disney, you might as well go through instead of being picky.
But it's like what I said with Jordan Peele. It's a bit odd that he refuses something because it's like one of the worst things he's ever seen. Yet he was in Toy Story 4.
My guess
Yeah,
is.
you wasted your 7 rounds already, John.
Wait, hold on. Does he still have some left?
No, he just picks a gun from someone else.
Alright, so we're gonna have to do the GTA route.
That was one of the memes, by the way. Him aggressively having to check the gun.
Well, you got your question as to whether the Italian guy was the main villain. He is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was clear at this point, but yeah.
No, it's been a while since I saw the movie, so I forgot if it was the main threat or like
The stairs are after everyone.
Again.
Yes.
To give Abraham, Vigo's brother, credit, he holds the record of being the one guy smart enough to not go after John when it's clear that John's given him his second and final chance.
Honestly, Shira, this is a great PSA for escalators.
Yes. Also, I know like he missed, but like first stabbing in the dick and now attempting to shoot in the dick.
That's an ancient technique as old as the first RoboCop movie, Shira.
I mean, they couldn't call him. They couldn't call this series John Dick, could they? I'm not sure that would have flown.
That did not go well for Edgeworth. Don't do that.
Well,
Sorry, go on.
To
tag.
be fair, it was empty in this case. Maybe you want to speed up.
No.
Reflections of the Soul, ha.
Yeah, it's so symbolic. Also, I can't believe now John is basically slaughtering the place because, compared to the professional assassins that were after him, in this case, he's just handling more relatively simple bodyguards.
Although at this rate, it's only a matter of time until the assassins catch wind of what's going on, so best to take care of things quick.
Also, when I think about it, at the very least for this sequel, this is a better Max Payne adaptation than the actual Max Payne movie.
Oof.
I know it's not saying a lot, because that movie is just that bad. And now it's a Disney movie, by the way.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Welcome to Reflections of the Soul, said as this happens.
Get in, Mirror Room. I can only imagine Sam Lake that has to receive periodically a check from Disney, of all people.
Yeah.
At this point, that Simpsons episode that has a scene like this basically has spoiled me because that one, has Homer trying to do that kind of trick with the mirror hole, and everything, and then the guy just shoots him already, instead directly because that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't get it. This is not Dead Space.
Should have just run away. He'd be constantly chased, though, with you putting $7 million on his head.
To quote Isaac Clarke, fuck you and fuck your marker.
Oh, you're one of those younglings who thinks that they're the hot shit that can totally take out the old.
Remember.
It's okay, they'll pay for it.
Mabe, why don't you take off the contract then?
Sure.
Really, dude? Oh, yeah. I double-crossed you at every step of the way. Forced you in.
But it's your fault.
Yeah, no. You're totally addicted to it. The man is projecting.
We're gonna have one of these villains just say that if you kill him, you're gonna be just as bad as him at one point.
And then you'll probably say, should have said no, John. I did, you arsehole!
Hey, he still has the dog.
No waifu, no laifu.
That said, you are really pushing it. Like, if this is your way of trying to talk him down...
Oh, come on, no fair.
All's fair in love and Fortnite.
We're literally in a hall of mirrors. At what point any of these seems fair to you?
I mean, you could have said hello or something.
Yeah, no.
Also, this is a museum exhibit, and you're kind of wrecking it.
Don't you see, Dwibs, it's modern art. It's incomprehensible by nature, even with bullet holes.
I will
Just
say...
like Magritte wanted. Go on.
I will say, given how good she does action here, I can at least definitely see why CW hired Ruby Rose for Batwoman. Shame about how it turned out, but, well, I at least get why they hired her.
Ideas and executions, Joe.
Oh, very much. She
Didn't
actually
she
quit.
quit after the first season?
Yes.
Did something happen? Or
There was
the
series was not particularly good to begin with, but unfortunately we also received a lot of backlash as a result.
There was also a lot of dumb stuff that went on behind the scenes as well. Something about some controversy with who they hired and the conditions not being the best, essentially. She just wanted out. And yet,
apparently she also underwent spinal surgery because she suffered 2 herniated discs doing stunts for the series, and if she didn't have the surgery, she would have been... There was a risk she'd be paralyzed.
That's nasty.
Yes.
Yeah. That's also a better reason for quitting.
Yeah, no wonder she quit.
And yet, she kinda sorta came back. It's weird, like, basically they have it be that the character goes missing, so a new character just takes up the Batwoman mantle, only for Ruby Rose to come back in, I forget if it was the second or third season.
Alright, so now we have to face Ruby Rose's character.
Ares. Get it? Because she's a god of war.
At that point, why not Athena? Even in the mythos, she was just as skilled and powerful as Ares.
I guess the idea is that she just has that high a body count.
Maybe the character lacks wisdom, which was one of the extra qualities that Athena had.
You know? Ooh.
Ow.
That is going to leave a mark.
There we go.
Oh, he didn't even give her the same chance he gave Cassian. You won't be needing this anymore. Or this.
And just in case you get any ideas. Or that. Okay, goodbye. BC you.
Sure.
I
remember the last...
By the way, she's not in the next movies.
Yeah, I imagine.
But to be fair, Dwibs, we don't see her body.
Well, actually, that looked like she was dying right there, though. I love it.
We cut it just enough for them to pull a bullshit excuse of saying she can come back.
Oh, he really is trying to just run to sacred ground.
Now, Sonny, what did I told you?
Really?
You don't want to anger Ian McShane.
I was like going all Blackbeard on your ass.
He is such a cool customer. That guy literally just said, wait for me to take over your kingdom. And he's like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Enjoy the hotel.
We're like, whatever.
Rough night, John.
As usual.
John, what are you doing with that gun?
I borrowed
I
it.
mean, what do you think we do with a gun?
Decorate?
Let's just say I'm going
Sure.
to send him on a
I
trip.
mean, technically, yes, you can.
You can send him on a trip. A nice vacation.
I mean, he won't come back from it, but
Hey,
nice.
let's talk, okay?
You blew up my house.
Nobody's
Okay,
perfect.
interesting subject to start a conversation, but sure, let's talk about your home. You blew it up. End of conversation.
Nah.
Can you at least please eat my chips? They're really lovely. There's only 3 of them, but still.
Yummy.
Just one more before you kill me.
Uh-oh. Oh no, John, don't.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
shit.
Oh
Then again,
dear.
then again, the contract was already a thing, so it's not like this was going to be holy ground for that long.
John.
So you do know he just broke the yes I know.
Can I finally retire in peace?
And get the dog back.
Yay.
Mr. Wick, about that.
You
Let's
don't
go
have
home.
a
Oh, wait.
You
wait.
don't have a home anymore.
Shit,
Let's
I don't have
go.
one.
Let's go back to the burnt remains of the home.
I mean, that treasure chest I've got still there.
Oh,
Right.
he actually meant it.
Well, maybe the bed's still intact.
And of course it's raining. Because we also needed, the extra drama. Poor John.
Oh, fuck, I'm gonna die.
He can't have shit.
Yeah,
It's
I
okay.
can't even,
It's okay. There's at least 3 more movies after this. So
I can't even have shit.
At
What
least-
else are they going to
spin-off.
take from him across 3 more movies?
His hair?
His new dog.
Yeah, that's gonna be. Is that gonna be John Wick Chapter 6? They shave him bald.
But if they take the second dog away, that's another 3 more movies at least that they've got to
Yeah.
add on. They can't be doing that.
He will scorch the earth if you kill another of his dogs. Yep. Here we go.
Shit. Sorry?
Not going to pay up. Oh.
You won't
Probably
be
want to
needing
give it a name at some point.
Oh boy.
Well, at least he gets to shake hands.
You're fired.
Could we at least not do it in public?
Well, to be fair, I think I don't remember if I actually went to the cemetery symbolizing that.
I mean, when you killed the woman that killed my friend, it was at night and it was under some random monuments. But do I have to die in front of everybody?
I guess it's Central Park, Jova.
Looks like it, yeah.
So we need to just wait until the night for shit to happen.
Or sunset in some regards. Oh boy.
Told you, Jova. 14 million. So.
Oh, snap. So he is really on his own now. And he definitely didn't want to do that. That's a good question.
But he's not been killed yet.
Oh?
What?
Oh, snap. Everyone
maybe
here.
This is the Matrix, maybe.
Oh.
So
I guess he has that much
hold on.
of a spell.
We're still getting paid, right?
I'm pretty sure I saw
Hopefully.
I'm pretty sure I saw a few kids. So you're telling me even children are members of the Continental?
Well, maybe it's the bring your child to work day.
Oh well, then Anya must be having a field day.
Well, at least Winston. Okay, but basically Winston's going to delay the
Giving a head start.
going to delay the procedure by an hour.
So what is he gonna?
He means it, by the way.
So what is he gonna go after the high table in the next movie? Nah.
Just say it. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say because you're John Wick TM.
So let me guess. Basically, the blood market will be their way to have an excuse for him to get to use the Continental if he needs to.
Well, no. At
For
this
an
point,
hour.
again, at this point, John Wick is really on his own. So
Yeah,
at this
but
point,
he's got an hour, but that's it.
Also, this guy's using an Apple phone.
We know he's not a villain.
Wait, who's he putting a hit out on? Oh, 1 hour. Him.
Again, he's got to do it for John Wick.
I love how he is literally number one, like 1111111.
There we go.
It'll be interesting if he somehow works his way back in by John Wick 4.
Like I said, Roma, these movies are about escalations.
Well, shoot, like he'll have to, I guess. Well, he does at least still have
The dog,
An hour.
yes.
and I believe he also has that favor with the Bowery King, so that's probably someone he'll be able to turn to.
Yeah, there's also people like John Leguizamo. Damn.
It'd be interesting if they still do help him, just not on official Continental business.
Well, that's what we'll need to find out in the third movie, obviously. Compared to the first movie, this one ends with a more, clearly open to a third movie note.
Oh
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
change, Mr. Wick.
And Ken Reeves is about to try to give Tom Cruise a run for his money.
Yeah, maybe it's time.
Like,
to
at this
run.
point, Lionsgate clearly noted that they had, a golden goose in their hands, so they wanted to capitalize on it.
Oh, I definitely see John Wick being like, their safety net.
Oh, well, again, recently they came back to the Saw movies, so there's also that for now. Yay! At least the dog runs as well.
Just a man going for a jog in a suit.
Okay, okay. The contract's still worldwide, but you can go to Mars.
You had to get his ass to Mars. So, yeah, and that's it. No post-credit scene. So for the time being, John Wick will not be invited to the Twilight Initiative.
He's only, remember he's excommunicated. He's not going to be in any initiative.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe, look, we already know that the Bowery King is someone who's, well, while he has ties, doesn't seem to be on the Continental's dollar, so maybe there are other organizations out there who can help him. Lord knows.
It will take 2 years to get the third movie, but for the time being, thoughts on this one, Dwibs?
Yeah, I enjoy this film a lot, and it manages to ramp up the sequel stakes without going overboard.
Mm-hmm.
I think the music. I don't really enjoy the music as much as the last movie. And as for favorite part, also my favorite scene is when he and Common are fighting, but yeah, they have to stop because they're at the Continental. Although I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure that was an accident. So I'm not sure that was on purpose. Maybe he just literally accidentally broke through the window. I would have kept fighting if they wanted to, but well, they can't. I am interested in rewatching Chapter 3. I don't think I've watched it since at least one other time after I saw it in cinemas. And thank God there's going to be no edits to scenes in the next few movies, because that really threw off the timing for me. So yeah, that's it. I'm not sure whether I'll pick the third one for my next birthday. We'll have to see. But yeah, overall I enjoy Chapter 2.
All right, Shiro.
Yeah, this is another good movie. I don't know what really to say about these. I just really enjoy them. I have only seen 1 and 2 previously.
Mm-hmm.
So everything past this point will be new. I'm just looking forward to it, really. I don't know what else to say, because these are just quality movies, I guess.
And then
They're fun.
Federal.
No, this is a ton of fun. Again, great, an overall kick-ass action movie. Keanu's great. Everybody's great here, so pretty cool. There's not much to say. Like, it basically returns everything that made the first movie great and just gives you more of it. So pretty cool. And it's nice to see kind of a little pseudo Matrix reunion, I guess. So there's that.
Now we really are needing just Carrie Ann Moss.
And can we get Hugo Weaving? Because remember, Hugo Weaving was not in Matrix 4 for reasons that make no sense. So, yeah, no, that's basically it. It's just great.
Java.
This is an exemplary example of how you make a sequel that ups the ante without blowing its load, essentially. And I'll admit, for a moment, I did start to think that the series had already blown its load with this movie, but nope, they find ways to keep you going. I'll admit, one thing that did hint to me is that $7 million, even by the time of 2017, is a relatively low target score for hits, especially on a guy as big as John Wick. I see now that they did it for two reasons. One, to show how inexperienced the Santino is, and another to leave room for that bounty to probably grow exponentially with each movie.
Again, One Piece style.
I do like how it once again expands on the underworld network of assassins. It's both funny but also threatening to see all these different gimmicks that the assassins come up with. Again, it treads the line just enough that, yeah, it's silly when you think about it, but it's done grounded enough to the point where you can still take stuff seriously enough. Which is a balance to strive for in this case, I'd say. Good stuff. The bits that make me laugh, they're funny. The bits that can shed a tear to the eye are strong and impactful. And hey, I do like how we do see John be a lot more balanced with his kills here. Like, Cassian, as far as we know, leaves this movie alive. I wonder if he'll potentially return. There are some targets, though, that John just knows he needs to put down, and while arguably killing Santino did make things worse, like Tio mentioned, there was no suggesting that, the contract was going to be up. I guess John could have just run away to a different country, but it's John flipping Wick we're talking about. Even if it's in his best interest, he does not play that way. And if you think he does, and that's what you're hinging your life on, I'm sorry, my friend, you lose the game of life. Which Santino did with flying colors, since at every step of the way, he betrays John and somehow thinks that won't come back to bite him. And it does, every time. But yeah, no, I will say this also. It's a nice subversion that, ironically, the guy who has the biggest reason to want revenge on John, Abram, is possibly so far the one bad guy of this franchise smart enough to go, you know what? I had my shot at revenge. I looked death straight in the eye. Once is enough for me. I'm done with John. The way he says enjoy your retirement is ominous, but to give him credit, he never bugged John again for the rest of the movie, so I guess he really meant it. Shame about...
Oh, go on.
No, you can...
By the way, we forgot to mention, apparently the Abraham, the guy that you just mentioned, he was played by Peter Stormare. They asked him to play a Russian, I guess.
Interesting.
Well, go on.
But yeah, no, I guess if there's one shortcoming of this, I don't recall the soundtrack much from this movie, but that's not even saying it's bad, it's just it's not a particularly memorable soundtrack for the most part for me. Again, they have, of course, moments of tragedy that just emphasize that John has some crap luck. Though one could argue John sort of makes some of his crap luck. We have no idea how he got into this life from the get-go, but there are admittedly some cases where he makes stuff worse for him. That said, you can't help but sympathize with some of his actions. Well, okay, obviously you probably wouldn't be a trained assassin, but holy cow does he get tested a lot, to the point where, as much as it's gonna bite him, it is very satisfying seeing him put the bad guys in their place. In more ways than one. As usual, the action is on point. The Lawrence Fishburne edition was a very, very, very nice inclusion, and Yeah, no, they're not even being subtle about it. I do get the feeling that that's some Matrix nostalgia they were poking at, you know, before Matrix 4 came about. And yet Matrix 4 failed to get back Lawrence Fishburne. Huh. It's kind of messed up. But, yeah.
With Matrix 4, okay, Lawrence Fishburne was apparently an actual proper creative decision. Let's just say there's also something involving Matrix Online story where Morpheus dies in that movie. That's complicated.
Dare I ask if it was a good creative decision?
Nope. Good creative decision in Matrix 4. That's funny. But,
I'm partially looking forward to that movie for all the problems, but to keep things on track, yeah, no, like, honestly, everything about this movie just clicks. The ending's a bit abrupt, but I do get the feeling that that is set up for the fact that they definitely had a sequel in mind this time, whereas the first movie ended off in a way where you could see John retiring, and in fact, a part of me was legit wondering, okay, how does this funnel into a sequel? Well, to give them credit, they found a good reason, and I am definitely looking forward to what comes next. Good time. Which leaves you.
I'll conclude. No, this is one solid enough. I think overall I still prefer a bit more the first movie over this, but no, this is still solid, and you can tell they don't try to just be a retread of the first movie, but they build up onto what it did. Maybe a bit to go a bit more on the bitter side by saying that John's actions had such negative consequences for his life, but it's entertaining enough so far to, provide, enough of an interest. The acting is pretty much great, even from the Italian actors, which are always welcome, as I said, to be in foreign productions. The score is fine, even if it's not super memorable. The directing, of course, takes some cues to be sometimes a bit more artsy, with some deliberately, different, angles and, for example, the whole mirrors towards the end of the movie, So there is that. No, overall it's perfectly fine, as a solid sequel, which justifies its budget and the recouping. We haven't mentioned about the Rotten Tomato score, which so far it's 89%, which yes, it's a decent enough consensus for this. But that's kind of it for this for Dwibs' birthday pick this year. We don't know when we'll come back to Chapter 3 for this. Who knows? But stay tuned instead for the Christmas stuff.
See you then.
See ya.